Namaste, Sunayana here. This video is about how to counter the effects that we are learning about that are highlighted in The Social Dilemma, that film that's on Netflix that everybody's watching. It's problematic. There's a lot. Please go watch the film before you watch this video. To understand exactly what the issues are, because I'm not going to describe what the issues are. I'm simply going to describe the ideas that came to me about how to work against this in our lives. 25 years ago or so, I went to a place called the Yoga Institute in Santa Cruz, Mumbai. It was an ashram, and I was there to learn yoga. And it is located in a city. It's an ashram in the middle of a city, a bustling city, Mumbai, one of the largest cities in the world. And it's very close to the airport. It's in a place called Santa Cruz. So when I arrived there on the very first day, they explained to us, and I observed, that whenever the planes would take off from the airport, whoever was teaching and everybody else would quiet themselves and just take that time and go inward. And it's a lengthy amount of time. It's not like 20 seconds. It's quite a bit of time. But consistently, whenever the planes would take off, people would quiet themselves. And in the beginning, I thought, well, this is neat. But it still aggravated me up front, sort of like I saw the planes taking off, and then I saw it as an interruption in my class. I was there to learn. I wanted fewer planes or no planes to take off so that I could focus and listen to my teacher. As a newbie, that's what it seemed like to me, like an intrusion, like an interruption. But the more I did it, and observed and sat in that silence, and the more I learned about the power of silence, the less I started seeing this as something that was intrusive and interrupting the flow. And I started to see that as the flow, that we would stop and take a moment and rejoin flow in that silence. And then started to eventually even look forward to it as soon as the plane took off, just sitting back in silence. Whereas before, I was worried that maybe someone would lose their train of thought or something, or I would, forget what was said. I worried a lot less about the nuances of rote memory and that type of learning. And I appreciated this repeated experience of being able to sit back and relax in flow. So that just got reframed through experience, kinesthetic repetition, and became a lovely thing. Same as when my son was born and I learned how to meditate in breastfeeding, whereas before it was something that kept me up all night and I was exhausted. Once I made a meditation out of it, it became something that I looked forward to and brought me again into that flow and reinforced itself. So that got sort of kinesthetically reframed. And what I started thinking about when I was watching The Social Dilemma was that if we could take what they're using against us, right? What are they weaponizing? They're marketing, basically. So they're trying to send us commercials. They're trying to get us on and get the messaging from their clients in front of our eyes, right? But if we take away our attention and we bring ourselves into this silence, collect our attention and bring it into a silence, and start to utilize commercial time that way, and stop paying attention to what it is that's on the screen. Stop paying attention to the message that they're trying to market us. we'll be taking back control. So then we're not going to be as addicted, because what they're doing isn't going to work, and it's not going to give the investors the rate of return on their investment, right? So their ROI is going to go down, and they're going to say, why am I going to pour money into this anymore if my the amount of times my ad is shown is not actually increasing anyone's likeliness to buy the product or actual purchases of products or services, whatever, right? It's a simple concept, and there's many different levels and ways to do it, but I just want to bring attention to the idea, and then you can just take it and run with it from there. And there are many more things to do besides this, such as turning off notifications in the phone. That's another great thing. And I'd like to maybe sit down and write something about this and expound upon it in a longer video. But for now, I want to put the idea out there that when social media throws a message, whatever it is, in your face, simply remove the attention, close your eyes, breathe deeply, collect all 5 of your senses, and bring awareness to where you are in the moment. And that everything is okay. Recenter, maybe lower that heartbeat, maybe lower that blood pressure. And don't worry about what it is that they're trying to sell you in the message. Stop looking, stop listening. Pretend it's not there. Like the airplane taking off, right? Like the baby biting on my nipple, right? Collect your attention. Take back your power. And you can still be on social media, but these algorithms aren't going to proliferate if they're not getting the return on investment. If everyone starts ignoring the commercials and going within, it's a win-win from our perspective. We're still getting the free social media, and we're taking the time to tap into that flow and sit back and relax in that flow. And it's healthier for us. We get triggered by so many things, you know, and this stuff gets released in the mind. The serotonin, the dopamine, the adrenaline sometimes, if you're playing a game, or if there's something dramatic going on your social media, the adrenaline, right? This gives us a time to just kind of detox that briefly out of your system on a regular basis, because they are bombarding us with commercials, with messaging on a regular basis. Utilize it. Make it work for you. We all can. And that's a way that we can sort of stop spiraling downward with this and finally take control of the issue. More ideas to come, but give me your thoughts on this, please. Thanks for listening and joining in with me. Namaste.